What's up and welcome in to this post-game pod edition of the Program Grass podcast. The Oklahoma Sooners just beat the Oklahoma State Cowboys 28-13 in Norman, Oklahoma. All the boys are here.
We're here, baby.
We're here together in Norman. We all went to the game. These guys sat together. I didn't. I was by myself.
Mason solo sat.
I did.
Mason solo sat.
Yeah, forgive if the audio quality isn't perfect. We're Boston, bro. We're trying to make this work. Trying to get a post game pod out for the people. Opening thoughts, Matt. What'd you think of the game?
Wow, first quarter we came out ready to go, and I had never seen a team more prepared than where we were offensively and defensively. Then it just completely drops off the face of the earth, and we looked like we were totally lost, except for the defensive side of the ball. So I was really glad to see that even though our offense sputtered from the second to the fourth quarter, that our defense showed up today, and especially in a big Bedlam game on senior night. Very impressed with the overall game.
Mark looked at me during the game when we were 7 minutes in. He said, well, if we're on track to win 164-0 at this moment.
168.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Right.
7:57 left in the first quarter. We had 21 points. I look at Pat and I do the math, and man, it's going well.
Yeah, it's going great.
And then I'll just take over. And then the moment we get off script, right?
Yeah.
The moment you get past those scripted first 15, 20 plays, whatever it is, the offense can't find a rhythm. It was really cool to see Drake Stoops as involved as he was early. That was clearly planned. And then we just go away from it. We go back to, too many passes.
Too many
passes. And don't get me wrong, this game was awesome. I was psyched.
It was awesome.
About everything that, it was fun to be a part of it, but we saw too many of the same problems on offense.
Yeah. Ryan?
I sent the guys a text and I said that I was happy in the first quarter, and I haven't felt happiness like that in a while. And I mean that. And then it all came tumbling down, kind of like Matt said earlier. So the offensive display, the final three quarters was awful. Just awful. 1 of 14 on third down.
We're all upset.
Just really, really, really bad stuff. So Boston's going to join the pod.
Sorry. My dog is very needy.
We don't apologize. Actually. This is a Team Boston pod.
So we'll get started. We'll talk about the offense, the OU offense. To obviously start the game, I thought they really, like Mark said, looked fantastic. From the scripted plays, Dylan looked like he knew where he was going with the ball every single time. And then as soon as Dylan had to read defenses and his first read wasn't there, that's when it all fell off a cliff. And OU fans are probably upset that we didn't see a lot of the Eric Gray show tonight that we're used to. It was kind of weird. I think the offensive line being banged up is an issue, especially with Wanye Morris leaving the game in the first half. And you didn't have Rain there. Also, Robert Condrell can't snap a ball to save his life. We got to stop playing that dude at center, or he's got to practice being center like for an entire week.
What do you do when Rain can't play?
I know.
That's just the spot we're in.
Yeah, but Jaleel Farouk has to learn how to catch a pass.
Oh God, 3 drops.
Worst game of his career.
It's crazy.
And I love Jaleel.
I know. I love him too. Yeah,
rock star.
Yeah, I love him too. Pat, what'd you think?
Not scoring a point in the second half is just unacceptable.
It was gross.
No, even worse than that.
Second half. Sorry.
Yeah.
Second quarter on. Right.
We only scored in the first quarter.
Right. I just don't understand that. I wanted more Javonte Barnes, who was looking extremely explosive.
He did.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He did.
It was weird, too, because sometimes he was going out on first down to start the drive, and then Eric would come in the second down. And I was like, pick one or the other for the drive.
I know.
5 3-and-outs in a row, I think it was in the second half.
Yeah.
How is that?
You got the 6 on your count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I think my biggest issue with the play calling in the second half was Levy just and Dylan both were. I don't think they knew what their identity was.
Right.
They didn't have an identity offensively.
Disjointed.
Yes, and
Disjointed.
they looked lost. And at the end of the game, you're trying to run out the clock, and this is inexcusable. You're trying to run out the clock.
No, we're not.
No, they're not.
That's the
No,
thing.
I know. I know. So you're third down and 4 or
Yeah.
whatever it was. You go to snap the ball with 30 seconds left on the play clock.
So ridiculous.
And the clock's running, people. The clock isn't stopped. Like,
Yeah.
it's running.
4 days ago, Brent Venables made a huge point of how Eric Gray is the first to 1,100 yards in this many games since Adrian Peterson at OU.
Yeah.
And you get to a 3rd and 4, and we're throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Dylan
just
Gabriel
horrible.
threw 40 passes tonight.
That's-
I think that's a season high.
That's a lot.
Why?
I don't know.
I
To
don't get
what
it.
end?
I had no idea.
Why is that what we're trusting?
You gain. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, let's take a step back. The first quarter, we had 300 plus
This guy.
yards, 300 plus yards of offense in the first quarter
Yeah.
and 28 points. And you know how we did that? It was by throwing the football.
You're
and
right.
I think we just carried that on too much reliance on DG's arm and too many cute plays and just totally abandoned the run when we should have. But we got to give credit. DG threw 2 beautiful passes, one to Jaleel, who
He
he did catch one on the touchdown, and then had a pick play for Drake Stoops who ran a wheel route.
Yeah.
Obviously, fantastic catch. So everything was going completely right for us in the first quarter, and then we just relied way too much on DG. One of my buddies did text me as well. The last 2 games, we are combined 2 of 25 on third down.
It's absolutely
It's-
disgusting.
it's-
And
that
I
is
talked about
unacceptable.
this. I talked about this in our preview pod. Was third down conversions on both sides. Now our defense did their on. I know we'll talk about them in a little bit, but 2 for 25 in the last 2 games. That is absolutely horrendous,
Right.
and just it's unfathomable.
It's so
Unfathomable.
it was so bad. Anybody else on?
It's just situational play calling, right? Like it's situational play calling and not having a Caleb Williams. We don't have that get out of jail free card. And so when there's pressure on Dylan, he can only do so much. And we saw a lot of plays tonight where he just sort of threw the ball out of bounds, just sort of gave up on the play. That's fine. Get out of jail, get out safe, right? But there's limitations there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What'd you see?
No, I just like we've talked about DG's performance a lot. He was just so inconsistent.
He was.
He's so inconsistent. He can throw a ball like he threw to Stoops for that touchdown, which was beautiful,
Gorgeous.
like an incredibly thrown ball, and then completely miss somebody 5 yards away from him.
Yep.
Right.
He
Like-
went 20 of 40 for 259, 2 touchdowns and a pick.
50% accuracy, not good enough.
40 passes.
Not good enough.
That's
Can't believe
I will. His interception, I'll give. It wasn't on him. I think that tip pass. I think that intercept. People are going to say, "Oh, well, he turned the ball over
it was-
again." I don't
it
think.
was
he-
I
really
think he
far
threw-
behind
I think
it.
he threw him behind him.
If he threw
I
behind it,
think.
he threw the ball behind him.
Okay. Well, then there's that. Braden Willis can't fumble as
Nah.
well. That was a momentum killer as well
Yeah.
because you're going to go up by 35 points
In the red zone.
in the red zone, and you're there and you're moving
Right.
like great, and it just killed any sort of momentum you had.
Man, Braden Willis. I don't get it.
I don't get it
I
either.
don't get it. There's so much there, and then you have a play like that. It's just really tough.
Comment
He
down
should be
below.
taking games over.
Comment down below while you're watching with us, by the way. Why don't we run Wildcat anymore? Why is that no longer in the arsenal?
3rd and 4. 3rd and 4. Braden Willis with Eric Gray right next to him, right?
Yes.
No.
Why not?
if we're gonna throw the ball.
They did one direct snap.
With Braden Willis.
They did one direct snap to Eric while DG was back there.
Right.
But they're done doing Wildcat, and I don't get it. You made it a point to be the focal point of your offense for an entire game, and it worked for the most part.
We didn't score a point.
Well, I mean, you moved the ball. Like
we did move the ball.
You moved the ball.
Totally.
You could get a first down when
Remember
you
that fake field goal?
Yeah, it was lit. So yeah, the offense they have their issues, and I know for a fact Jeff Levy knows what he's doing. I just don't. I want to be inside his head when these decisions are being made.
Yeah.
Like, because he's obviously, if he's a smart enough guy, if you ask him, he'll tell you, like, right in that situation why he's doing X, Y, Z. But I want to know why. Because you obviously call these plays for a reason. And I want to know why he thinks the ball needs to be in Dylan's hands 40 times, making decisions like that. When you have the second fastest dude to reach 1,100 yards in OU history.
Right.
To Patrick's point earlier, Javonte goes 6 for 59.
He looked good.
Looks awesome doing it.
Very explosive.
And you know what? You don't want to take Eric Gray off the field.
No.
I get that. But earlier in the season, like Patrick said, we were going Marcus a drive, Eric a drive, Marcus a drive, and they were running that whole drive out. And we've switched that up a little bit where it really is just spell carries for Javonte. And he's good enough. They got to find more touches for him.
For sure.
Yep.
Mhm.
I said it before the game. I'm just not super impressed with Levy, and I agree with you, Mason. He's super smart, and I know he's doing the things he's doing for a reason, and he understands why in his own head, but it just isn't working.
Yeah.
Get him a ceiling raiser at quarterback.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
it works.
You're right. It's not just Levy.
You're right.
It's not
And
just
it
Levy.
all works.
Yeah.
I'm super confident in that.
I'm-
He had Matt Corral, an NFL quarterback
Yeah.
Mhm.
last year at Ole Miss. The year before that at Ole Miss. He's always had NFL quarterbacks. I'm not sure Dylan is.
Yeah.
So, I don't doubt Levy that much, but you
But-
got to make do with what you have. And when Drake Stoops has the game he has early, how do you not go back to the well?
I know.
You know,
I don't know.
there's a little bit of just on the spot coaching that is confusing.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead, Pat.
At the end of the day, like he is not running that offense to complement the defense. Like it's just not complementary football.
No.
It wasn't tonight.
We're not optimizing the things we have too.
Yeah, I agree. Also, by the way, Jackson Arnold in attendance today. He did an interview with a local radio station and essentially said, I'm still 100% committed to Oklahoma. I'm not flipping. And he also said he gets kind of annoyed that people keep talking about him flipping because he's 100% not going to.
Right.
So that's about as clear cut as you can be if you're Jackson Arnold.
Yeah.
And
Bro, he had
so-
a game last night and
last
made
night.
the drive up to sit and talk shop on the radio.
I know.
That kid's coming to OU.
Yeah.
And he's bringing Peyton Bowen with him.
Mark's ready for
Who was
Peyton
also
Bowen.
in attendance.
Mark is
Peyton Bowen in attendance, David Hicks in attendance, nobody in attendance at the A&M game.
no one,
Nobody.
Flip City.
dude.
That's Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the defense. What do you say? I wish we would have started with the defense. They make me happy.
Man,
So,
tonight-
so
tonight was
to that
great.
point, yeah, they make me happy, but at the same time, Spencer Sanders sucks.
He's bad.
And
He was
had
really
he
bad
not
tonight.
sucked, it wouldn't be.
Shoulder.
He was really
He's a
bad.
gamer, so he was never gonna not play, but he wasn't right.
OSU ran like over 100 plays.
Yep.
67 passes for Spencer Sanders.
Yeah, that's a ton,
Crazy.
man. That's a ton. And we talked about it in the preview pod. This is where I want to start it. My MVP of the game is Isaiah Coe. He was everywhere. He looked fantastic, but the pressure in general was outstanding
beautiful.
all night long.
Oh,
If they didn't sack Spencer Sanders, he was getting hit, he was getting flushed out of the pocket, all that stuff. They were great. All the defensive linemen, the linebackers as well. David Agwebu, Danny were back there as well. My Danny Stetson report is he played well.
Played well.
I don't have no bad
Mostly.
thing. I don't have like an instance where I said, "Damn it, Danny." So I guess that's good for me.
That's a win.
Yeah, and I thought CJ Colden played a hell of a game.
Yeah.
I thought he played very well.
I didn't
Excellent.
realize he was a senior.
Neither did I.
Yeah,
Gave up
sad.
one pass
Yeah.
play, but other than that, they targeted him.
They
all
really did.
over 10+ times.
They really
I
did.
think he really held his own.
Yeah, I think he did too. So that's my thoughts on the defense. We talked about how important pressure was going to be, and they brought it. They did. But and you saw when they didn't bring it, and they did rush 3 drop
My
8,
God.
he picked them apart.
Yeah.
So
Picked him apart.
I know. So the pressure when they even brought
It's not
4,
Caleb Williams back there.
I know. Even when they brought 4, it was great. So
Yes.
yeah, shout out to the defensive line and the linebackers.
My goodness. The zone blitzing was awesome tonight. You see guys coming from the second level and Ethan Downs dropping into coverage. He gets a pick off of it.
Yeah.
Like that's how you draw it up. That's what Brent's defense is supposed to be always. And man, it was fun to see them put it together tonight.
Yeah, it was awesome. Matt?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I took away is we gave up a ton of yards, but not a ton of points.
Yeah.
And like you just mentioned, I looked at Ryan several times. We looked at each other during the game, and we saw, the Spencer would have an overthrow, it'd be short, it'd be behind. But that was because of the pressure that we were able to create. And that was
Right.
just shows what happens when you can get in the face of Spencer Sanders. And even though he did break away on a couple of runs, so I'm just looking at his stats, only had 17 rushes for 42 yards. And we held Oklahoma State only to 103 rushing yards.
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah, I never felt like they had one long run with their running back in the fourth quarter that was like, I think it was like a 30-yarder.
yeah,
Or something like
21.
that. Huh?
21.
21.
that's
Okay.
incredible.
So yeah, they
Good stuff.
they played great. The front seven played great all night long. I thought they did great.
I didn't realize Spencer carried the ball that many times.
I know, neither did I.
That dude,
He ran all the time.
man,
Yeah.
they put it all on his shoulders tonight.
Pat?
Yeah, I mean, even at the beginning of the game, in the first or second quarter, I looked at Mark and I was like, they haven't even crossed the 30.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they were playing amazing, lights out. I love the blitzes. Overall, the defense had a great game. The turnovers were awesome to see, although we could have had even more.
My God, we could
Dude.
have 7
Oh,
points.
yeah.
7.
Could have had a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
2 red zone turnovers, which is huge.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was massive.
Yeah.
It was massive.
They
Well,
showed up.
I think probably the most impressive thing for me for the defense was like in the last 3 quarters, they were still able to show up when the offense was not showing up for them.
Right.
So like Gam was saying, we looked at each other all the time and you just saw the time of possession just keep moving up for OSU.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit, these guys are going to be tired
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're going
Yes.
to make mistakes. And they never really did. They held them to 13 points over 100 plays. I think I read a tweet that's like one of the first time that's happened, or not very. It doesn't happen very often, right?
It's funny you mentioned them being tired. I remember in the fourth quarter seeing Jordan Kelly run off the field like literally gassed. And I'm like, yeah, you can tell these guys have been out here like all freaking night.
And they're still running off the field.
And they
Yeah.
are.
That's the
They
Brent Venables effect.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
And I-
get him a ceiling raiser at quarterback.
Something I don't know if you could see on the broadcast, comment down below. Brent was very animated to me.
Yes.
I didn't see it.
Very
Yeah?
animated. Very.
Good. I like that.
He was very his back was to me, but like up and down the field,
Yeah.
on the field,
Yeah.
getting in people's faces.
Man.
He would like wave the corners up to like press. He was in it today. And he probably has been this season. Today was just one of the first days I really noticed it. And they had to have that intensity today because I mean, for as long as they were on the field, at some point you just really had to be like, you got to fake it till you make it.
Bring it up.
Essentially,
Bring
you know
it
what
up.
I mean? So yeah,
And that's good because like Brent Venables needed a get back coach,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like he has been reining it in all season. I like that he's letting it go a little bit, especially with his defense playing the way they did.
anybody else on the defense? Anything else on the defense, guys?
Oh my God, I could talk for days.
I know.
We haven't said the name Billy Bowman yet. And that interception, he baited it the whole way. That dude has instincts.
That was an NFL read.
That was an NFL read. What a way to put it. That's the
It's so good.
in-person vibe you did.
So good.
He is
So
so good. The fact that Alex Grinch got that guy here is is wow.
Yeah.
Man, he is an NFL player, and we're very lucky that he's healthy and playing the way he is. He is so good.
He's a stud.
I completely agree.
Jaren Kanak playing in the last drive.
The last play
last
of the game.
play over David Agwebu on senior night.
Yeah,
They like Jaren Kanak.
they do.
I like Jaren Kanak.
JK7.
If I was JK7, though, I'd be pissed that I'm the guy that's got to sprint all over the field on punt plays.
Yeah,
Dude, that sucks,
Yeah.
man.
that.
Also,
Yeah, go ahead.
Michael Turk.
Yeah, He
What
was-
a hell of a game.
he was really, really good.
Great game.
He
But
That's
how many?
fine.
We had I think it was 11 or 12
A lot.
non-scoring drives in a
Yeah.
row
Yeah,
through the second quarter through the end of the game. So this dude was punting all the time. And every single one of them was fantastic. So good. That one that he pinned right in I think the 2 or 3 yard line, it
Yeah.
bounced back. It's
it was
beautiful.
great. And he was fired up out of that too. He ran to the sideline and ran into the kicking net and screamed into the kicking net. It's hilarious. He's a psycho. I love it. That's the kind of punter we need. Just a freaking psycho. But he was great, man. At all of his punts, even the one that rolled in the end zone was like a 67-yard kick.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
It was just dumb.
Monster.
Every time the offense failed, and Patrick was counting, it was like 6 straight 3-and-outs. Michael Turk made sure that the defense was still in position
Yep.
Mhm.
to keep the game.
Yep.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Every single time. At best, they're at the 25. Until the last 2 or 3 maybe punts, they're at the 30, 35. You know what? That's fine.
Mhm.
That's the game.
Yeah.
Right? Man, I might have just found my MVP. I might have just found
I
it.
know.
I was gonna say we need to do MVPs now.
Yeah, we do need to do MVPs. We'll start with you, Matt. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go on the defensive side. I'm gonna go Deshaun White. I was gonna say Billy
He had a
Bowman.
great game too, man.
That's why I have to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Deshaun White all over the field, making plays, big tackles.
Senior
Also
night.
had the red zone pick as well.
He had 7 tackles, a sack, and a pick.
Right. He was just all over the field. He's probably been one of our most consistent defenders along with Billy Bowman. So I'm going to give it up to Deshaun White, my MVP for the game.
Yeah, mine's Isaiah Coe. I thought he looked fantastic. And anytime they needed a play, I feel like Isaiah was there putting pressure on Spencer. So Isaiah Coe's my guy.
Billy Bowman. That read that he had on that interception was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. So
Timed it perfectly.
I just I gotta give it to him. So that's my guy.
No, you. We're
No,
going.
you.
We're going left to right.
Yeah.
All right.
Patrick doesn't
Well, I
know
have
that.
2, but I know.
No. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
So my player is Woody Washington. This is the first game I was in person, and I
He's
thought
great,
Woody
too.
had an awesome game.
That chase from the backside
Yeah.
He
saved the play.
Really good.
Second, like I just said, it was my first game of the season. The atmosphere was great. Tyler Kofer is also my MVP. The lights were great. The fireworks were great. I loved it.
It's lit. It's awesome.
So I already said Michael Turk. But MVP number 2
Yeah.
These people getting 2 MVPs.
for Bedlam, Jonah Laulu
Yeah.
had the game of his OU career
He did.
tonight. And 5 tackles, 2 for loss. He had a pick, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. Ran it up and
Should've
out
had
on
2.
the 4.
Should've
Yeah,
had
should have
2.
had 2. Guy played really well. If he has another year of eligibility, I hope he sticks around because he's a guy who could play next year too.
I hope so too.
Yep.
I really hope so too. Yeah, I thought they looked great. Let us know down below in the comments who your MVP of the game is. I want to end with this.
You're good at this.
I want to end with this.
Oh, here we go.
Imagine last year you're in Stillwater, Oklahoma. OSU gets a hard fought win against a coach with a foot out the door. Barely even game planned. Obviously didn't get his team ready. It's touted as one of the biggest wins in OSU history. Massive win for their program. You come into Norman this year. this OU team is reeling. They're not any good. And you lose to this OU team, Mike Gundy should be fired. They should be if you're watching this right now and you're an OSU fan, you should be embarrassed. Your whole phrase is loyal and true. You better still be, because these guys are frauds. You're a fraudulent program. You got a lucky win last year. History is what this rivalry is. If this is the last Bedlam, I hope to God it is, because you guys just lost to arguably the worst OU team in decades. And you lost to them, and you didn't even have a shot to win
Didn't look good.
the entire game. You should be embarrassed. You're a joke. Mike Gundy's a joke. Spencer Sanders, Derek Mason's a joke. They're all bad. Get out of my face. Get out of my city. Go back to your corn-fed bullshit pasture you call a college town. I'm done with you. You guys suck. All right. Yeah. You don't know how to respond. I'm over it.
Frauds.
Mike Gundy this week said he could be Oklahoma's head coach.
Bro, we have standards.
God, I'm sorry. You just lost to a 5-5 team who is completely lost, has no identity on either side of the ball.
Yes.
And you made they lost to West Virginia last week.
Scored 20 points.
God bless America. I'm sorry, Boston. And you still lost by 2 scores. You're a joke.
It's so good.
You're fraudulent. It's so funny to me how they wanted to talk all of this mess for an entire year, not even taking into context of what last year legitimately was.
Coach with the foot out the door.
And now you come in, this team is lost. They're bad. They're straight up bad, and you didn't even have a shot to freaking win. It's hilarious. That's what Bedlam is. That's what Bedlam is. OSU never even having a chance. I love you. Thank you.
Brent Venables, also an MVP.
Brent Venables is 1-0 against Mike Gundy.
Yep.
I think that's a great way to end, Mason.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Good.
For context, we
Cut that.
had a long walk, and I walked by myself because I had to get back here and let him out. But that entire walk, that's all I was thinking. It's just how embarrassed OSU fans.
They were ranked number 10 like 3 weeks ago, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like, imagine
Imagine.
you're a Cowboys fan, right? Go Pokes.
Yeah.
And Spencer Sanders is your dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there for however 4 years, whatever.
Yeah, he started as a freshman.
He goes 35 of 67 and gets his ass kicked up and down the field.
Yeah.
And Mike Gundy doesn't do anything else.
No.
Man,
Nothing.
it's awesome. Awesome.
That's all I got. Anybody else? Anything?
No.
All I want to say is this weekend has ruled.
This weekend rock.
So glad I've been able to be with you guys in person.
This is our first time, all 5 of us together
In years.
in years.
3 years.
folks.
3 years,
In
2
years.
months, 18 days.
Patrick. That's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stayed with us this long, appreciate you as always. Be sure to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel if you're watching. Costs you nothing to subscribe, people. Nothing at all. We had a
But
great.
YouTube will give us more money.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We had the blue room at the Mont.
Right.
We were in the back. We were in the back of Logie's.
You already know.
We went to O'Connell's. Like
We're doing Norman.
we did Norman as 30-year-olds.
We did.
We did it. Oh, I'm 30. Sorry.
We're old.
Not you guys.
We're all almost there.
But yeah, follow us on Twitter, Program Guys with a Z, Instagram, Program Guys with a Z. However you get your podcast, that's where you can find us. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get it. Appreciate you guys as always. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this turns out well, and we appreciate you. That's going to do it. Pat, take us out.
Keep pushing it, baby.
We